All right. Hey, welcome. We are we are live. So I'm live in a couple of different places. So if it looks like I'm looking in one place and not another, that's why I'm going to try to share my eye contact with you. So I'm Jim Kellner. I'm a hypnotist, and I'm going to be doing a hypnosis session live tonight on a couple of different platforms. And so you can probably guess what those are. So if you don't want to watch on one, you can run over to another one. Jim Kellner, same names everywhere. Jim Kellner, hypnotist. And I want to say something real quick. I want to give a shout out to my friend Scott King. He's another hypnotist. You can go give him a follow if you will. Scott King _ hypnotist. I see a lot of people doing hypnosis on these various platforms, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, and they're not professionals. And so here's the thing: you don't have to be a professional to do hypnosis, but if you're going to be watching hypnotists, it really is better if you'll watch somebody who's got some experience, some certifications, some training. People like Scott King has the training. I have training. My friend SK Hypnosis, Sean Kostiak, he's on here as well, does a lot of lives. I recommend you follow him, as well as Grant Saunders at Grant Saunders. Hypnotist, I believe, is his name. Mostly hypnosis is safe. Probably not going to get hurt by listening to somebody who's not qualified, unless they're trying to. Literally, somebody could be qualified and still trying to hurt you. But anyway, so yeah, tonight I really want to help us, you and me both, because that's what I'm all about. I want to, what flows through me flows to me. That's the way I look at things. So when I'm doing hypnosis for someone else, for instance, I'm working with somebody to help them achieve their goals. That hypnosis is also helping me. So it's kind of selfish, maybe. It's a win-win situation. And so, I'm really looking at my new goals for the new year. And I try to work in new goals throughout the year, because I don't think it's a great idea to just rely on those New Year's resolutions. But I will say, it's kind of how we measure things. We measure time, we measure months and days and things like that. So I think it's not a bad idea to do that, but we don't want to wait until the last minute. Now, if you have any questions about hypnosis, I welcome you to drop those in the comments. Looks like we might have one over on. Let's see if I can find it. Mark Barris. Good evening, Mark. Nice to see you. He's over on the YT. So yeah, I'm all about setting those goals, but I want to get those goals ready right now so that January 1st rolls around. Boom, I'm already working on it. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I'm going to ask you to do is something that nobody wants to hear, and actually I cover it. Speaking of, I cover it in my book, Your Life Sucks, and I actually talk about it's in a chapter called. And Scott, yes, I do have your book. I swear it's coming soon. It's called You're Not Going to Go Swimming. And it's basically the idea here is, I get a lot of, got to be careful about what I say. Don't want to shame anybody, but people that are, especially ladies that are a little older and they want to take off they want to get healthier. And their goal always is to go to water aerobics. I swear almost every single one, and I get it because it's buoyant, it's good for your joints. It's nice to be in that nice warm water. What I always tell them, I always think, I hope you'll do it, but there's a really good chance you won't, and that's because there's a lot of steps involved. So, and what I mean by that is, if you think about it, if you want to start swimming, and you've never done it before, you've got to go find a gym. You've got to join a gym. You've got to drive to the gym. You've got to figure out when that water aerobics class is. you got to buy a bathing suit. You've got to have the money to buy the bathing suit, the money for the gym. So there's just, I mean, I added it up in the book, and there was like at least 15 steps. I mean, minimum 15 small steps. Now, that doesn't seem like a big deal, going and buying a swimsuit and getting to the gym and stuff, but every one of those actions is a friction point. And the more friction points you have between you and that activity that you want to do, or that goal, the more difficult it is. The more difficult it is. So what I want you to think about when you're putting together your goals is setting real small ones. And I'll talk about minimum viable goals. So I started 75 hard. I'll give you an example. 75 hard a couple of months ago. I made it about 3 weeks, and then it got cold outside, and I didn't want to be working out outside. Yesterday, I went to the gym, and it was a struggle. I'm not kidding. It was hard. For some reason, it was one of those days I just didn't want to do it. So I said, well, I'm at least going to drive down to the gym. So I drove down to the gym. I'm not even kidding, people. I actually sat in my car for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I sat there scrolling the social media because I didn't want to go in. Finally, I got myself to go in, and I did 20 minutes on the treadmill, and I left. Okay. So you can think about that as your minimum viable goal. It could be a 5-minute walk. Really, that's what I started off with 15 years ago, changed my life completely. But everybody sets these big, giant goals, which I love. I love lofty, outrageous goals. I love those. They're awesome. Put those on your list too. But I want you to set some small goals, because if you got to wait till the end of that, it's challenging. It's challenging. Yes, you can. Mark Barris says, can you change your resolution into re-resolution? Absolutely, Mark, you can. And I think for a lot of us, that's what it is. It's a re-resolution. We're constantly, kind of having to revisit those resolutions that maybe we didn't realize, which brings me to the next thing that I would highly, highly recommend. And that is that you put those goals up somewhere. Put them on a vision board. I actually put them on a piece of paper that you stick to your wall, right where you're going to see it. Put some of your goals on your bathroom mirror. And I know these all sound like, I've heard that before, and that's silly. I'm not going to do that. Trust me, people. We need reminders. We really, really do. We need reminders. So put those up somewhere so that you'll make sure that you are, just like I say, reminded all the time. It really sinks into your subconscious mind. And then you just let the subconscious mind take over, which is hugely important, because if you have to think about these things consciously, it gets challenging. And I'll give you an example. Like for 2 or 3 years now, my goals have been, first thing in the morning is meditation, and then go for a walk. And then, you see, I can't remember right offhand right now what the pressure is on. Actually, it's exercise meditation, because if I meditate, then I don't want to get up and go work out. So it's meditate. Oh, that's right. It's meditate. These are my goals. Okay. And I've had them for a couple of years. No kidding. So my goals are to exercise, meditate, read like 10 minutes, write for an hour, and then do something else that has totally escaped me. There's like 5 things. I'm not sure what that 5th one is right offhand. And look at that. I forget all the time. I actually had to put a reminder in my phone. It says daily schedule. So I can just look at my phone now, and it doesn't take that mental energy going, oh, wait, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I can just look at it, and boom, it's right there. That leads me to the next part, which is try to set some habits up that are going to help you to reach your goals. So say you want to run a 5K. Well, you don't start off by running a 5K. You start off by walking, and then maybe you jog a little bit, but you walk some more, and then you jog. If you want to save $500, you don't just take $500 out of your paycheck right away. You can, but it's going to probably be more effective for you if you get in the habit of it. So setting aside, $50 or $100, something like that, and it'll help you. It'll be a lot more effective for you. So, things that are critical for your success in achieving your goals, what I have found is being consistent. Going back to that idea that of having these big goals, it's much better to do those small, consistent goals than to go crazy out there and try to do those big giant goals. I remember I would tell myself, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many Sunday nights I fell asleep telling myself I'm going to go run for 30 minutes tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I can't count the times. And I also can't count the times that I actually did that. Because, well, it probably happened once or twice. I can't count the times that I hit the snooze button. Every single time it became a habit of not doing. When I started, okay, I'm going to do 5 minutes a day. That's it. Man, I was successful. Consistency. Once I did it 5 minutes a day, after a few weeks, a month, you start kind of getting a little momentum. And one of the things that people will always will mention, they'll say, oh, I just need some motivation, when really what you need is some perspiration, because perspiration will lead you to motivation. Once you get in the habit of doing that thing, whatever it is, you get in the habit of putting that $10 a week in your bank account. You get in the habit of going for that 5-minute walk, eating that healthy meal, doing those things, reading for 10 minutes a day. It'll feel weird when you don't. Right? So be consistent. And of course, grab the book. That'll help too, if I do say so myself. So tonight we're going to work on focus, because that's another thing that we miss sometimes when we are trying to make changes. We're working on our goals. We are not focused as much as we should be. I'm going to say get obsessed. Really, if you want to get good at something, you want to create a new habit, become obsessed about it. I know maybe if you're into gaming, if you love a certain video game, don't you get obsessed about it at first? I used to play Civilization all the time, and every once in a while I download it, and I have a real problem because I'm obsessed with it. I will play for 12, 16 hours at a time until I finally just have to just not play at all. You can get obsessed about, your favorite bands, that kind of stuff. Get obsessed about your daily habits, your goals. I'm telling you, this is something, I used to live this hedonistic lifestyle where I just, I ate like crap. I lay around. I watched a lot of TV, played a lot of video games, and yeah, it kind of felt good in the moment, but it didn't feel good overall. And I'll tell you, even though I would much rather lay in bed on a cold morning than go to the gym, I tell you what, when I stick to those daily habits, I get up and I go to the gym, and then I meditate and I read and I write, I feel amazing. The whole rest of my day is awesome. When I go to bed that night, man, it is awesome. I feel so good. I'm so proud of myself. And honestly, that feels better than any of those times when I just sat there and watched TV and movies all the time. So, and look, I would call myself a recovering loser. Hi, I'm Jim. I'm a loser. If I want to stick to the AA type of a thing. So, hi, I'm Jim. I'm a loser because I really was, guys. I did hardly anything with my life for so very long. 20 years ago, things started happening. 15 years. When I really started making changes, and it would say in the last 10 years when I really started dedicating myself to the profession that I really wanted to do for as long as I could remember, being completely absorbed in personal development, in hypnosis. That's when my life just became magnificent. Now, I'm not saying that's your life, but whatever it is that you want to do, you can do. Why not you? Whatever it is. Drop your goal down in the comment. Do you want to be president someday? Never mind. I won't say anything about that. No, never mind. I won't say anything at all. If you want to be president, you want to be the PTA president. If you want to, run a marathon, if you want to open your own business, all those things, honestly, why not you? Other people have done great things. Why not you? Once again, if you're just tuning in, please go give a follow to my good friends, Scott King. That's Scott King _hypnotist, and also Judd. And his name on here is, it's Judah. Sorry. like Judah Buddha. That's a great um, screen name or whatever we call it nowadays. His name is JUDABUDDHA03. As I was talking about different hypnotists, these are some qualified hypnotists. These are some qualified hypnotists that I recommend that you follow. If they're doing a hypnosis session or if they've got a recording or something, follow them. Don't just listen to somebody who just. Name is hold on. Whoa. We got a lot of things going on here. Okay. All right. Let's see. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop your goals down. Love to hear what your goals are. I'll tell you. So my goal, and it's been a goal for a couple of years now, and I'm not sure. I'm not really sure it's going to come together. And I recommend that you shout your goals out to the world, even though the research says that when you tell people your goals, you don't achieve it. That's not been my experience. Apparently, you get this big dopamine hit, and then your subconscious goes, well, I guess I don't need to do that now. I say shout about those goals because other people can help you to achieve those goals. And I'll give you a good example. I was in some online meeting, mastermind or something. And I said, well, one of my goals is to have my own talk show on the radio or TV or something like that. And a friend of mine, Dennis Ridgway, said, hey, I know a guy. Let me connect you. And he connected me with a radio guy, radio producer, just been doing his own radio show for a long time. And he told me the exact steps. And I realized I already have my own talk show, Hypnosis Hero, Monday nights at 5:30 p.m. And I would have to go to do legit, the regular radio stuff, which I hadn't really thought of. I would have to go into a studio, a physical studio. And I don't know, I kind of want to travel more. And I don't know that I could be there every week. So, it's still a possibility. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to live because I live in Seattle right now and it's cold and I don't like being cold. So shout those goals out, really shout them out. So I'll tell you, so my goal, so I'm going to keep that on my list. I may explore that some more. And I'm kind of in the process of working out some things. One of my goals is to move to a sunnier place. And on my vision board, which I'm going to be finishing at my my workshop at the end of this month, December, the only things I have on it right now are palm trees because I know wherever I move to, I want palm trees. That's what I'm talking about. Palm trees, everybody. Well, there's my good friend Sherry over there. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Let's see. Sherry says her goal is to the successful launch of her new business in 2025. Sherry, what's your business? Can you share it with us or is it a secret? Let us know what your business is. Drop your website down. If you've got a website for it, a Facebook link, something like that, drop it down. We'd love to support you in that. My good friend Joseph, your book is on the way too. I swear, I promise. Joseph Crown, Joseph, drop your website or drop the link to your books on Amazon. I tell you this, Joseph Crown, look him up. He's got to have a half dozen, probably a dozen books, and I've read 2 of them. Really fantastic stuff. He's very prolific. He's an excellent hypnotist. He's got a specialty niche, which I'll let you explore. And really, I can't recommend him highly enough. He's a great supporter of everybody in the hypnosis community as well. It looks like my face. I think I turned the lights down too low, so the video quality is not very good. I've got to get my regular camera set up over for the YT. Do that. Maybe that makes that a little bit better. Yeah, this is just this isn't the great camera. It looks good when I'm looking at it, but when I look at it on my iPad, it doesn't look so good. So forgive me. It looks great on TikTok. Looks fantastic. Joseph says, "Come to New Orleans." Yeah, but I don't like the humidity, Joseph. I'm gonna be Goldilocks. I'm gonna be Goldilocks and say, it's too hot, too cold, too much humidity. Joseph Crown, look him up. Yeah, he's got his link there. So if you're over on Facebook, you can check out his link. And if you're not, just go find him, Joseph Crown. That's how you spell it. Go to Amazon, look up Joseph Crown, Jos. Well, you know how to spell Joseph. If you don't, maybe that should go on your goal list. um, Huntington, Mark, dude, Huntington Beach is like the top of my list, my friend. Either San Diego, Huntington Beach, or Pismo. I love Pismo. Mark, you live in California. You ever been to Pismo? It is one of my absolute favorite places in the world. It's kind of a smaller town, but there's a big airport or a regional airport nearby. Best sandwich I've ever had in my life was at, I think it was called Pismo Beach Hoagies or something like that. Unbelievable. It was a barbecued brisket sandwich. Oh, just so good. Mark, the other thing about Huntington Beach is Little Saigon is there, and my wife and daughter, both Vietnamese from Vietnam, they love it. Apparently, the best food in the world outside of Vietnam is found right there in Huntington Beach in Little Saigon. Top of my list, Mark. Top of my list, buddy. Top of my list. All right, so I'm going to put up a warning here because I'm going to start the hypnosis in just a minute. I have a little warning because let's see here. Show here. I have a little warning because if you are watching this, and I can't put it up on YouTube, unfortunately, we don't have a scrolling thing like I do on the other platforms. Please don't listen to any kind of hypnosis or any of my guided meditations, anything like that during while you're driving, moving around, chopping vegetables, that sort of thing, because you could zone out and have a problem. You could, wreck the car or chop off a finger. God knows what. We don't want that to happen. So again, please don't do that. I do want to tell you about a couple of things that so what I highly recommend is right now, in fact, just go find yourself, like either go lie down on your bed or sit in a big comfy recliner type thing, lay down on your couch, something like that. If you're sitting in an office chair like I am, it's there is a chance, not everybody's this is going to happen for them, but there's a good chance that you could end up getting so zoned out that you actually fall over, and that's not good because then you might injure yourself. A couple of things I want to share with you before we start. Now, I always recommend listening with some sort of either headphones, AirPods, something like that, because it takes out the distractions around you. And also, I'm going to be playing some music along with this that has some binaural beats in it. It has what's called a double voice technology. So you're going to hear some stuff in one ear and some stuff in the other ear. And so it's just better if you have some. A couple of my recommendations. I love AirPods, and you can use these for you can use them obviously for Apple products, but you can also use them for Android products. The thing I like about them is I've had a lot of Bluetooth headphones. I'm kind of obsessed with headphones. I have several different kinds. And they just connect. They just work well. They just work so darn well. I was always having trouble when, having to go in and reset things and get things to connect. And I don't have that problem anymore. So I love that. And they, of course, they come in a nice little case. This it doesn't come like this. This was a aftermarket purchase, the blue case here. So that's good. If you're going to be sitting up, now, if you're going to lie down like I do, in fact, I listen to hypnosis pretty much every night, or guided meditation. So I didn't share these comments on the screen yet. Let's see, we got a good evening. And obviously I cannot wear these when I go to sleep, when I go to bed, because they get lost. Speaking of awesome hypnotists, there's my good friend Eric. It's hypnotist Eric there. Another really fabulous hypnotist. I highly recommend that you go follow. Again, that's hypnotist Eric. Really professional hypnotist, does hypnotherapy, does stage hypnosis. So go follow him. I believe Judah just does not just, but does hypnotherapy. Scott does hypnotherapy and speaking. I don't know that he does stage shows right now. I'm not sure. And Joseph is a hypnotherapist. And let's see. So sharing some stuff here. So, obviously you cannot, or maybe not obviously, I can't sleep in these because they get lost. And so they get lost in the bed. It's a big hassle. So in that case, if you're going to be lying down, then, and actually these are super affordable too. And I talk about them almost every time that I do any kind of a live that has hypnosis in it. These are from LC. So these are from LC Delita. And I'm telling you, they're incredibly inexpensive, and you just pop them on your head like this. There's built-in headphones, so it's a headband headphone set. You'll see the link in the description there. You should, or over on my Amazon channel, and so you can tap on that. There's a couple of little headphones. I don't know if you can use like little discs, and so they rest right up there, right up there. And so they're very convenient, or I don't know, you call it it or them or they, very convenient, and they're not going to fall off your head. I do not wear them out in public, except sometimes on a plane, but I don't wear pajamas, so I've got that on it. But yeah, for walking around the house or for sleeping, they're perfect. Again, incredibly inexpensive. Grab some. They're really just dynamite. Hey, are you ready for some hypnosis? You ready to get some hypnosis going on in this place? I say we get some hypnosis going on. So let's do that. Let's go back if I can find that. Let's see. Just going to find the right. Oh, that's right. I was going to record this one on my computer also. Give me 1 second here. I use Audacity to make recordings of all my sessions for my clients. I decided I'm going to do it for this too, because when I record them online, they don't sound all that great. Sometimes. I mean, they're certainly fine for, listening to online, but they're not very high quality, the recording. I'd love to know why it's not opening. So let's see. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable. What you can do is you can start taking some relaxing breaths, whatever that means to you. For some people, that's going to be a nice deep breaths, but not so deep that it makes you cough and choke or anything like that. Let's see. Always wants me to. All right. Let's get ready. Let's do this, shall we? Now, this session we're going to do right now is going to be about so it's going to be about half an hour or less, probably less, actually. I'm going to say probably 20 minutes. That's kind of the goal. I find that the longer the hypnosis session is, the less likely people are to listen to it. So within reason, I don't typically go under maybe 10 minutes, although if somebody's been conditioned and you've kind of conditioned them to your voice or an anchor, well, your voice would be the anchor sometimes, then hold on a second. 1 second, hold on. Then, yeah, you could certainly get them into hypnosis much quicker. There we go. So let me just go back to that. Sorry, I hate this. I'm doing a bunch of different things right now. And Audacity's trying to do some updates for me. I don't want them to. Okay. All right. All right, I'm Jim Kellner. hypnotherapist, and this hypnosis session is really designed to help you to focus better, achieve faster results, and help you to reach your end of year goals and resolutions. So please begin or continue taking some relaxing breaths and just focus on your goals, your intentions for today's session. You're reminded not to ever listen to any kind of hypnosis or guided meditations while you're driving or moving around. To do so could be quite dangerous. So as you continue taking those relaxing breaths, just allow yourself to sink right down into that surface beneath you. Think about letting go of all outside sounds, distractions, and just simply let yourself drift, float. Allow those goals that you have, allow those thoughts about the goals that you would like to achieve, allow those all to sort of percolate right now, to marinate over these next days and weeks as you're approaching the new year, or perhaps even somewhere in the middle of the year. Depending on when you listen to this process, you just allow those goals, those ambitions to marinate, to percolate, to gel, to come together, to ring true for you. Just allow it to happen. And I wonder if just for this next little bit of time at least, perhaps forever, but at least for now, I wonder if you'd be willing to just set aside that disbelief in yourself. Set aside that skepticism. Open your heart, open your mind to the possibility that this hypnosis session could be just the right thing that you need right now. And I know some of you don't believe in yourself, but I do. I know that you have within you whatever you need to succeed, at least on some level. Open your mind to the belief, the possibility. Pretend, if you have to, that it is possible. Pretend that it's possible to achieve those lofty goals, those audacious goals, those goals that before today perhaps you thought were outside your reach. Play a game with yourself. Ask yourself, what would I do? What could I do if I knew I could not fail? And perhaps you're reminded of that in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. Perhaps you're already beginning to allow that mantra to float, to drift, to go through your mind. What would I do? What could I do if I knew I could not fail? Dream, fantasize, pretend. Imagine the possibilities. As you release those old, unwanted fears, limiting beliefs, perhaps you're beginning to ask yourself, why not me? Other people have achieved great things, whatever that means to you. And so why not me? And allow your whole body to just relax deeply now as you imagine some giant waves of relaxation traveling through your body. Perhaps you can begin to feel gentle, rippling waves of relaxation going from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet, the tips of your fingers. Good. That's right. You're doing perfectly. And just relaxing, just letting go because it feels so good to just let go. And I wonder if even while those gentle waves of relaxation continue to gently flow through your mind, body, emotional center, I wonder if another part of you could imagine yourself or pretend to imagine yourself standing in front of a chalkboard or a whiteboard where you draw a great big circle. And within that circle, you draw the letter A, and then you erase it. The letter B, and erase it. Going all the way down and up through the alphabet. From A to Z, from Z to A, while still feeling, seeing, perhaps hearing those gentle waves of relaxation traveling from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet, allowing you to go into an even deeper state of relaxation. You can call it hypnosis, meditation, mindfulness, or simply just relaxing. Labels don't matter now as you continue to drift and float and drift and float. And perhaps at times you'll feel as if you're floating on a cloud. That's right. Just floating, drifting. What would it be like if you were floating on a cloud? Like a lazy river, but your raft is the cloud. Gently moving all the way through. And as you continue to go deeper into relaxation, deeper into hypnosis, I want to invite you to consider, to think about that person that was you just moments ago, hours ago, days before, weeks and months before. And I want you to just think about some of the obstacles, the challenges that former you believed were keeping them from success, keeping you from success. Good. That's right. You're doing perfectly. You are doing perfectly. Relaxing and letting go. Because that former version of you allowed some obstacles to get in the way, didn't you? That's okay. That's okay because that version of you wasn't ready. That version of you saw obstacles and roadblocks to barriers, insurmountable walls. But now you're beginning to see the truth, didn't you? You're beginning to see the truth, and the truth is that you have the power to do those things. The fact that you want to do those things means that you are capable. There is a part of you, that's right, a part of you that wants those things, that desires those things because you know you can have it, you can achieve it. Whatever the mind can conceive, you can achieve. Your limitations exist only in your mind and within the laws of physics. Anything that is possible for you. And you might begin to recognize that if your goal was to be the world's greatest basketball player of all time, perhaps you wouldn't achieve that goal, but what could you achieve on your way to that goal? So many things that you're capable of that you've been selling yourself short on. There's a part of you trying to be yourself, but you don't even know who yourself is. You don't even know who you really are because you've been beat down by life, by people. Some of the people closest to you, either wittingly or unwittingly, have imposed limitations upon you, told you you weren't good enough, that you weren't able. But you are, aren't you? Allow yourself to see that, to find that. Good. Find it within you. That version of you hmm, it's wonderful. It's good. It's who you are. But it's not all that you can be. You were born with great potential. Throughout the years, people, institutions, life, experiences have tarnished you, bruised you, perhaps even caused you to play it small. But this is your opportunity, your invitation to say no more. No more. You're going to rise up, aren't you? As early as awakening from this process, you suddenly see new opportunities where none existed before. You suddenly realize that you're far more capable than you've ever given yourself credit for. You suddenly realize that you can do more, be more, achieve more than you'd ever dreamed possible. It all starts right here. Right here. Right here. Right now. As you find yourself capable, able, perhaps even ready to move forward. That's right. You. You. From this moment on, you could make the decision to dare greatly. That's right. You could dare greatly. You could refuse to let other people's opinions of you hold you back any longer. You could decide that today is the day that you begin to live the life that you were truly meant to live. Greatness, in whatever that means to you. Whatever greatness means to you, you can achieve it. Right here, right now. Believe it to see it. Believe it to see it. Now, I don't know what needs to happen for you to step into your greatness, but you do. There's a part of you right now that knows exactly what you need to do. Upon awakening from this process, you're going to find that awakening from this process, you're going to find that you are searching out opportunities. Opportunities are coming at you from all directions. You'll know which ones to latch onto. You'll know which ones to grasp onto, to look into, to walk towards, and which ones need to be left behind, even if it's just for now. The world is full of opportunities, and you're figuring out how to take those opportunities. You're figuring out how to do exactly what you need to do to create the life that you want to live, that you need to live, that you deserve to live. And I'll bet there's one action that you could take today upon awakening, one small step that you could take. And you're going to find, I know you're going to find, I feel you're going to find that it's going to bug you. It's going to needle you. It's going to stick with you until you do it. That one little thing that you need to do right away. It's going to be top of mind. It's going to be reminding you of what you need to do until you do it. And then you'll notice the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and you refuse to allow any fear of making mistakes to get in your way. Because mistakes and failure is part of the process. Whether we like it or not, those mistakes, those failures, they're just stepping stones to success. And that's all. Stepping stones. Good. Good, that's right. You're doing perfectly. That one thing is starting to really make itself known to you. You'll remember that perfectionism nourishes procrastination, so you refuse to allow perfection to get in the way of good enough. Good. And again, upon awakening from this process, whether it's as soon as you're done listening to this process, or if you drift into sleep and wake up in the morning, as soon as you're able to, you find yourself compelled to complete that one task that's leading you towards success. And you're going to begin compiling all of your thoughts, feelings about what your goals are and putting them together, creating action steps, using whatever methods you need to. Whether you come and take a workshop or investigate online, you're going to discover the steps needed to achieve those goals. Good. And I'd like you to just scan back to this entire session, becoming aware of anything that you needed to see, hear, or feel. And if you didn't, you can imagine it happening right here, right now. So that this hypnotic session is the most effective hypnosis session it could possibly be. Good, that's right. You are doing perfectly. You are doing perfectly. Good. That's right. Now take a moment to just think about your future. Think about the possibility of achieving those goals that you have, the minor ones and the lofty ones. And yes, even those audacious goals. Good. See yourself in whatever way that you can achieving those goals in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. Feel how happy and proud you are having achieved those goals. Listen as everything rings true for you so that you can be the person you want to be, living the life you want to live. Because in a moment, it's going to be time to return. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. If this is a normal time for sleep or relaxation, you continue doing so. Drifting into deep, fulfilling sleep, dreaming dreams about achieving your goals and the next steps required. And if this is a time to be wide awake and alert, then on the count of 5, you'll find yourself ignoring the suggestions to wake and good, that's right. So if it's a time for sleep, you'll drift into sleep. If it's a time to be wide awake, then on the count of 5, you'll open your eyes feeling rested, refreshed, revitalized. Good, that's right. So now as I say 1, you start to come back feeling more confident in yourself, your abilities. 2, recognizing the fact that you are far greater, far more capable than you've ever given yourself credit for. 3, perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes a bit as you're coming out of the hypnosis. 4, stretching and moving the body because it feels so good to stretch and move the body. And then 5, all the way back. Rested, refreshed, revitalized, or drifting into deeper and deeper levels of sleep. Good, that's right. All the way back now. All the way back. I was mentioning hypnotists to follow before. There's another great one. My good friend Bromley Girl, BRAMALEAGIRL. Again, that's Bromley Girl, BRAMALEA girl.com. Another fabulous hypnotist. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Come back here every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, and every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific. Be doing this through the end of the year to help you really achieve those goals for next year. And as I say, helping myself as well. Because what flows through me flows to me. If you're willing to like and comment and share, those things are all very helpful. Thank you for the love. Scott King. I see another one of my hypnotist friends on, Hypno Pixie Hypnosis. Go follow her as well. A lot of great hypnotists over here. Again, I want to thank you for watching, and I really truly do want you to know that you can do this. As I said, I'm a recovering loser. So if you really have been calling yourself a loser, thinking you're a loser, trust me, believe me when I tell you, you can do far more than you ever thought you could. I'm doing things today that I never would have even dreamed of. Audacious goals indeed. Hypnosis is a powerful tool. I hope you'll use it more often. Again, come back every Friday night, 6 p.m., at least through the end of the year, probably longer, so that we can achieve those goals that you want to achieve, so I can achieve the goals that I want to achieve. And again, LC Delita, my favorite ones for sleeping, my favorite sleeping headphones. There's a bunch of these kinds out there. I've got a couple. I especially like this one because it lasts through the night, and the material's really thick. It's you can't, obviously you can't see it, but it's really thick. I've had it for a couple of years. It's held up well. And or pick up some AirPods or something like that. They're incredibly helpful for when you're doing meditations and hypnosis, so that you can stay in the moment. All right. Do all the things, like, share, comment, go sign up for my email newsletter, all that kind of stuff. JimKellnerHypnotist.com. You'll find all the info. Take care. Be well. Be awesome.